everyone, it's Mobius here again. We're taking a crack at episode 2 of the Star Wars Galaxy's Emu Let's Play. It's been a while, been a little over a week. I went ahead and made a character, and I did get the name Fenedin, so we're good. No surname, so say hello to Fenedin, as originally planned. It was my fault that the name was taken earlier. I didn't know that the database saved a character name for, I think, until the server resets, and I had recently deleted a character with the name Fenedin so that we could use it. Anyway, I went ahead and did my key bindings because I figured not too many people want to sit here and watch me do all of my key bindings, and setting up your key bindings in this game is pretty time consuming and also very important because the default key bindings are a little unorthodox when it comes to modern MMOs. To start off, WASD didn't even move my character around. It was the arrow keys and the mouse. So I took care of that. There are a few things that I didn't do. I want to turn some of these options on. So we have a little waypoint monitor. You can actually change the color of your interface. So there are a few different settings. Some of them are a little obtuse. This one's not bad. Rebel flight suits. But oh look, Windu purple. Rebel. Oh, how could you use that? Whoop, hut. Anyway, I like Imperial. Just because it's a nice deep blue color, very easy on the eyes. I think I took care of the rest already, but we'll see. Alright, so I did that. I haven't even chosen a starting planet yet, so as you can see, we're in a very small room with nowhere to go except for this little terminal here. So I'm going to go ahead and use it, and we have our choice of starting locations. You can either start on, well, there's 3 planets: Tatooine, Naboo, and Corellia, and each of those planets have 3 cities, 3 main cities that you can choose from to start in. And then alternatively, you can choose to start in a location based on faction. So you have the Rebel Alliance, freelance factions, and then the Empire. And 3 cities for each of those factions as well. The freelance factions are, let's see, freelance pilots. These are the Smugglers Alliance, the RSF, which is the Royal Security Forces in Theed on Naboo, and Corsec, or Corellian Security, in Coronet on Corellia. So, what this isn't is, this is not choosing a faction to play as. Just because you choose to start in a rebel city doesn't mean that you necessarily have to play a rebel character, and we'll see that. It's very, very unique that when you choose a character, or when you create a character in this game, you start off neutral, and then you get to basically decide what alliance you want to, or what faction you want to join up with, if any. You can remain neutral if you want, and even if you do make a choice, with a little bit of work, you can eventually switch. So it's pretty cool. Naboo is my personal favorite planet. I just like how beautiful the planet is. The environment is very pretty. The music is nice. It's very Earth-like, very cool. But I feel like Mos Eisley on Tatooine is probably the more common starting place. It's, from the movies, so we're gonna go ahead and start here. It's not very difficult to travel to other planets in this game, so here we go. Getting right in there. Get some nice tips on loading, talking about a Corellian Corvette. It's talking about this space-based adventure. I don't know that that's actually been implemented into the emulator yet, but we'll find out one day. Whew, so here we are on Tatooine. There is a dust storm going on right now, so you can see that weather actually changes. I don't believe that the dust storm has any real effect on gameplay, but it does make it difficult to see where you're going. So cities in this game can be slightly challenging to navigate because they are pretty large. Fortunately, the developers added a nice overhead map. So there you go. With the simple press of the M key, I can pull this up, and then by holding Control and scrolling the mouse wheel, I can zoom it. All of those blue arrows you see in this building next to me, those are all players. The white triangles are NPCs. The blue ones are players. So every blue triangle that you see on that map right now is another player. So this is, this is probably one of the more populated cities, but you can see this emulator is pretty populated. This is actually the Mos Eisley Cantina. So we'll peek our heads in here and see what's going on. You can see there's a dancer, Twi'lek dancers going. A lot of dancers. As there should be in a cantina. Some musicians. And a lot of people just standing around watching. So there is an entire social aspect to Star Wars Galaxies that not too many other games have, where it's not entirely based on combat. If you're more of a, social butterfly, you can just come in here. These musicians and dancers are actually buffing, so there is a purpose to them. So they stand in here, they have some abilities they use to buff different attributes, and players will usually tip. That's how they earn some money. And you can see there's a doctor here going around healing some of the dancers because it costs action to perform their moves. So the doctor's leveling his healing skills up. So it's a nice little community is created here. But we won't hang around here for now. Let's go see something else. All right. So we started off with Marksman, and I'm going to introduce you guys to the Star Wars Galaxy skill system, which is really awesome in my opinion. So right now this is the skill tree for the marksman. You can see at the bottom there's a box here that says Novice Marksman, and it's orange because I have it. If I click on it, I can see all of these are skill mods that I have for being a Novice Marksman, and then commands and abilities. So I have a few abilities that I have to put on my toolbar still, as well as some weapon certifications. Did they give me a weapon? Oh, they did. Nice. I have a pistol, a carbine, and a rifle, and a survival knife. Interesting. Okay. Well, unlike other MMOs, there's not just a... And I know Galaxies wasn't the first MMO to do this. I believe EverQuest, and there might have even been a few other MMOs that do this, but there isn't a single experience meter. Experience in Galaxies is gained by doing very specific things. So I'm actually, there's a little checkbox here, show experience monitor. I'm going to turn that on, and that puts this little thing down here, which I would like to move. I'm going to move it over to here for now. Alright, so each of these columns or branches in the tree are all different categories. So you can see this first column says rifles, second column says pistols, carbines, and then range support. And if I hover over one of these, so rifles 1, long-range combat teaches the marksman the basics of effectively handling a rifle. It says this skill requires 2 skill points to learn. This skill requires 1,000 points of rifle weapons experience. So you actually need to kill things with a rifle in order to level that skill up. And let's do that, because we just so happen to have a rifle. I'm going to go ahead and equip that. Check it out. Oh yeah. Carrying it like a boss. Let's see if we can find something to kill real quick outside while we're running. Whoa, huge window. Put some of our skills up top. Overcharge shot. Point blank single. Point blank area. Alright, interesting. Better put peace on here. Get rid of those. Whoop. Whoa. Still getting used to these controls. Do we have anything to fight? Let me look at the radar. Make this a little bigger. Zoom out. I see some yellow dots. Oop, the con. Forgot about the con. Cool. So there's a little checkbox on the minimap here. You can see it puts little red circles around these yellow dots. The color of the circle is basically the difficulty of the enemy relative to my general skill level. Red being slightly difficult. So there is a chance this little thing could actually kill me, but I doubt it. Let's see. Postures actually take a role in this game also, so you're more accurate with ranged weapons when you're either prone or kneeling. However, you also take more melee damage. So I'm gonna pop a shot at this guy. Oh, I almost got him. Hopefully kill him before he gets to me. Nope, so I'm gonna have to kneel. Oh yeah, see, he took a nice chunk out of me. But nothing compared to what I'm gonna do to him. Come on, buddy. Oh, come on, get him. Nice. Alright, so you see for that one kill, I got 85 rifle weapons experience, and then 8 combat experience. So there is like a general kind of experience. If I open this up, you can see I have a very thin little yellow on this progress bar here for rifles, and an even thinner one on this range support. But nothing under pistols or carbines. That's because I didn't kill anything with a pistol or a carbine. So it's very cool that everything's very specific. So let's say I really like rifles. If I happen to get all the way to the top of this rifles tree, there's a little link here that says to rifleman. And if I double click on this, there is a whole profession that's just for rifles. So, and they have one of those for each category. You see pistolier, carbineer, smuggler, and then even at the top of master marksman, if you do all of these, you can become a master marksman. There's commando, bounty hunter, and if I hit this button, it says all professions, because right now it's on my character, so you can see all I have is marksman, but if I hit all professions, here is the list of all the professions in the game. And I haven't counted them recently, but if memory serves, there's 36. I might be off a few, but take my word for it for now. 35 or 36, not counting the pilot professions, which I know aren't implemented in the emulator yet. I don't know why they're actually in here, but there's no flying yet. Anyway, you can see this line, this little blue line here separates the starting professions from the elite or hybrid ones. So all of these are very specific professions for a certain type of weapon or a certain gameplay style. So actually, let's kill a few more things. I can use this little tracker on the left here. If I set this to rifles 1 and set this to range support 1, now I have little experience meters, one for each skill that I'm currently working on. I'll pop this guy. So the thing about rifles, you might ask what's the difference. Well, rifles, they're kind of like sniper rifles. In a sense that they shoot very slowly, and they're very powerful, and they're good at long range. But the fact that they do shoot so slowly is their drawback. So you can see there's quite a long pause here while I wait for my turn to come up, so to speak. So the way combat actually works is you have 3 health bars, red, green, and blue. And the first one is health, the second one is action, and the third one is mind. So together they form what players have started to call the your ham bars, H-A-M, health, action, mind. Whoops. And you get incapacitated or knocked out if any of your 3 bars reach 0, which is an interesting gameplay mechanic, because certain special abilities will actually require you to use some of your points. For example, if a medic heals somebody, that costs them mind points. So their mind bar will actually go down when they attempt to heal somebody. And that becomes important because different combat classes in the game actually focus on dealing damage to a particular ham bar. Riflemen, for example, will actually, thinking in terms of the sniper, will get a lot of headshot abilities, which will do damage directly to the mind bar. Since we just started, I don't have any of those specific abilities, so you can see every time I do damage to this guy, I'm hitting a random bar. See, that one happened to hit his health. If I can hit his action one more time. Darn, I hit his health again. I haven't hit his mind yet, but at this point I really don't want to. Alright, so now as long as I hit either his health or his action, this guy should die. And he did. Alright, cool. What's this guy doing? Oh, he's AFK. I'm gonna snipe this guy from like 10 feet. Ready, go! Oh yeah, one-shot kill. As it should be. So, there really isn't questing. At least not in the early stages of Star Wars Galaxies. There's not a lot of questing. There's some fetch quests, some destroy quests, but most of it is grinding. And it sounds kind of boring, but maybe later we'll hook up with some friends. We'll go out and do some difficult missions in large groups. Whoops, I really got to do my abilities. It's actually pretty fun. Especially if you get a bunch of different combat types of professions, like you get some guy who's doing melee, another guy who's maybe with the rifles out in the distance shooting, and a medic running around trying to keep everybody healed. It gets pretty fun. So I'm probably going to I'll get Rifles 1 up to full, and I'll show you what happens when you max out one of your skill boxes. And I think this is probably a good place as any to end episode 2. We got to see a little bit of stuff. We got to see some fighting. I'll show you around town in the next episode and show you about skill trainers and maybe pick up Brawler and Medic and have a few extra starting professions under my belt. But I don't want to do too much because remember, it's not my character. It's our character. So... hopefully I'll kill this guy before the episode ends. Maybe not. And... yay. Alright. This is Mobius, aka Fenadin. Whoa. And a Spastic Rockmite. Signing off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.